Petratos trying to make room for this shot. Petratos! Brilliantly done! To Javi Hernandez! Oh, wonderful strike! The showcase spills it and rolled into the net by Roy Krishna. Still going crossfield, Petratos! Such a good deflection and sends it beyond Gurpreet. Petratos! Prime Predator! Bengaluru up it! It's flipped on! And it has gone in by Roy! Petratos! What now? Pablo Perez has tied it! APK Mohun Bagan are the champions of the Hero ISL!
Match week 2 in the ISL starts with an absolute cracker. And where have we seen these two teams before? For the first time since last season's final, Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru clash once again. No new managers to talk about because we know all about Juan Ferrando and Simon Grayson. But tonight is about how they manage the star power. Petratos, Gurpreet, Cummings, Javi Hernandez, Bumus, Suresh, Damjanovic, Anwar Ali. The Salt Lake gets ready for another episode of this storied rivalry. Siju Matthew and Eric Pathlu are with me. Siju, when you saw the fixtures, did you circle this one in big red letters, or blue, or maybe maroon, or green?
Well, I was picking the yellow color, but people have told me that my energy has gone down, but I'm bringing my antenna up today because as you have already, most of you have already said that this BFC side is my favorite team, so why not? I'm not going to change that for sure. It definitely looks like a start of a new league again, Eric.
Well, let's see tonight. And for BFC, they need to make sure they don't go 2 losses on the bounce. That's the big thing for Bengaluru, but Mohun Bagan, supergiant. Who is going to stop them? They've had a great start to the season, and this man here is hungry for goals. That can be short of.
Scores in debuts. Jason Cummings already accepted and validated by the Kolkata faithful. But Juan Ferrando has so many stars to pick from. And today he has made a couple of changes. This 11, this man especially, Glenn Martins and Brendan Hamill, both men, miss out. But in comes Manveer. Liston is also around. A reward for the first game's performances. What do you make of this 11?
Yeah, look, you mentioned before that's a new role for Manveer Singh and Liston Colasso, playing as wing-backs in basically a 3-5-2 formation. That back line, Subhashish Bose, Hector Eustace, Anwar Ali, they stay pretty solid. But Liston and Manveer have got the qualities to go up and down the pitch. That means the likes of Brendan Hamill have to sit this one out from the start. Armando Sadiku as well. Glenn Martin, so important in that role. But guess what? Tupper gets his first start for Mohun Bagan Supergiant in the ISL.
Siju, your memories of this rivalry, Bengaluru and Mohun Bagan, Bello Razak, C. tell us about it.
It all goes back down to those I-League days, right, where they had the big names and even the Indian team line up at the BFC. You had CK Vineet and the likes of Sunil Chhetri taking up. We also had Robin Singh, who's probably you hear him on the Hindi show. Well, it definitely was a mouth-watering team, right? Shining golden boot winner, but shining golden head, I would say, for Mohun Bagan fans out there, Abdul Razak. And Pula, I must ask you, what are your early memories of this rivalry?
Well, we'll come to that in a second. Before that, let's hear from Juan Ferrando.
Juan, it's a special game tonight, the grand final replay. Do you remember what things were important that day that got you the win against your opponents, BFC?
Yeah, I think it's now I think it's thinking more in present, of course. The last season against Bengaluru away, home was tough matches. You know, we won there, but they won here at home, and then also playing in the final. But this is the last season. I think it's different because maybe this match is so early now in this moment. But okay, I think the teams step by step they are improving. We try to find the best plan for play matches, and I think we'll see, but sure will be a great match today.
What excites you about your team the most this season?
You know, at the end, for me, the most important is control all the time the situation, the spaces. My expectation is it's be strong with ball, because in next case lose the ball, the transitions are difficult against this kind of players. Bengaluru, they have a very good players, so fast in transitions, and it's necessary to control these details.
Have you always seen Sahal as a central midfield player? Is that why you signed him? Is that going to be his role for the season?
Well, when I was discussed with Sahal, we try to find different places. Of course, it's difficult because in this moment our situation is different when we are working in attack with ball, when we are in defense. He needs to improve, of course, but I'm happy because more or less he knows where is the spaces. He take a good decisions with ball. I'm happy, but I think he can improve more because he's a smart guy and he has talent for play like midfielder.
Thanks for your time, Juan. All the best.
Thank you.
Well, you mentioned memories. There are so many. And Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru are, in a way, the healthiest rivalry. But is this one of the most likable Mohun Bagan sides?
Likable and Mohun Bagan? Oh, man. As a neutral, maybe yes, I would say that. But don't say that to any other fan group, because likable and Mohun Bagan don't go well together. Thapa starts, Bumus again starts. Pulo, you've seen them play. And how do you see this formation coming up? They are a team of super giants, right?
Dynamic. And very much like Katsumi Yusa, Sonny Node. You know, all of them are entertainers. They can turn the game, change the game in the blink of an eye.
I've counted 6 in that starting 11 that would start for India. And that's the key thing, I think, for Indian football. Yes, it's a super team. Yes, it's been built to try and win the Indian Super League. That's so healthy that this man has been at Chennai for so many years, making a step across. Sahal making the step across. Those two together could be combining to be the midfield pair, possibly in Qatar.
Well, interesting how Juan Ferrando mentioned direct vertical attacks and transitions. And our statistical partners tell us that the two teams with the most number of vertical attacks were Bengaluru and Mohun Bagan. Juan Ferrando, Mr. Mind Games.
Yeah, absolutely. Bengaluru quite direct on that long ball. Not very successful in those passes, but they're very quick to attack in that transition moment. Mohun Bagan like to carry the ball forward. I think with the first game of the season, Punjab FC sat quite deep and it allowed Yuste Hamel to get forward. But you know, this starting 11 for Bengaluru FC, it's got a few changes in it, hasn't it, Puller?
It does. And just wondering whether this is a defensive approach from Simon Grayson. Is he playing safe?
Definitely, I'm sure. And I think he will have a sound sleep if he takes a point away from here tonight.
Biggest thing for me, back 3 last game, gone to a back 4. Curtis May and Javier Hernandez come in there. Ryan Williams steps out as well. And, you know, Veendorp, the number 6 there, playing that holding role. I would have thought he would have kept his position because of the 2 away games. You want to have a sitting midfielder, but this man on the pitch, that's a great sign for BFC.
Creativity from Javi Hernandez was missed in those opening exchanges in their opener for Bengaluru. Now he's back, and he's also a major fantasy pick for those looking at a midfielder who can get them points. I had to leave him out for Noah because he has an easier fixture on paper, pardon me, Punjab. But that's what it's all about. As for Simon Grayson and his approach, let's listen from the man who almost pulled off a miracle last season.
Simon, it's the grand final replay tonight, a chance to get rid of some ghosts. Have you used that as motivation for this game tonight?
Well, I think what you do is you use experiences from the past as a learning experience, but also we learn from the experience of last week when we played Kerala as well. So we have to have it at the back of our mind what had happened last year. But we're a different group, they're a different group, different system of play. but we did say at the end of last season that use this memory to have positive thoughts going forward and not to replicate in future if possible.
How did you analyse Gurpreet's mistake the other night with him and with the team? Did you treat it as a holistic team error, or does the blame sit firmly with Gurpreet?
Look, I think you can take any goal we concede back many different aspects of it. Look, ultimately, Gurpreet knows that he's took a too heavy touch, and Luna's been very bright and alert to it. And it happens. Unfortunately for goalkeepers, they make mistakes and they get punished a lot of the time. So it's part of football. We're positive with Gurpreet. He's going to save us more points this season than he's going to give away, that's for sure.
Sunil Chetri, did you miss his influence on the team at training this week?
Look, I think we missed him last week in terms of his cleverness and his hold-up play, given that we didn't have Curtis Main available for a starting lineup, and Shiva found it a little bit difficult up there on his own. But we've got strong characters here, both as a staff, but also as the players as well, that we're ready to go against probably, on paper, the strongest team, strongest squad in the ISL. But yeah, we're a good team, they're a good team, and hopefully it's a good game.
Enjoy the game tonight, Simon.
Cheers, thank you.
The question really lies is Simon Grayson the man to kind of end the greyness of Bengaluru FC?
Well, big question. And he almost got himself, an ISL trophy last season. Won the Durand Cup last season, but lost 2 finals, didn't he? But that back 3 has turned into a back 4 there this week, Puller.
So Bagan's back 3 against Bengaluru, and you had a conversation over the last couple of days. How do teams counter a back 3? Because when you play just one man up top, he can get lonely.
Exactly, and you can see that with Punjab FC. Matcham was too far away from the action, having 3 defenders in Anwar Ali, Hector Yuste and Subhashish Bose. You need to have 2 strikers to go and try and keep them busy. If you've got one of the 3 defenders can step out and carry the ball and enter the midfield and start playing those passes. So it's important tonight, if you're playing 4-3-3, somebody needs to go alongside Curtis Main when they don't have the ball.
Well, this was the error from Gurpreet. Usually has one every season. Happy to get it out early, maybe. Isn't that key?
It is. It's a big one for him to concede, and I'm pretty sure he's a very strong character mentally, but that scars you. That really does scar you, Siju, early on in the season getting one of those.
Yeah, like I tweeted saying he definitely missed his captain on the pitch, because I feel that's the presence that even the coach was talking about, right? The cleverness, the aura that Chetri carries. There's a lot of responsibility on his shoulder, but I'm sure he's back, just like the team BFC is always back again.
And he's got the experience. If you remember his early East Bengal days, made an error, reacted in a different way, but that Gurpreet is, well, a decade away. And this one is more mature, wears the captain's armband, but they have so much to contend with. Not just the attackers, the Spaniard Yuste and even Hamill carries into the box, and in the box they have a man in Jason Cummings now.
Jason Cummings makes this run forward. If you watch him, he keeps everybody busy. The cutback's there. Last season they don't get that goal. Dimi Petratos is not going to wait for the first post run. He's going to make himself a cutback option, and this pass forward. Talk about scoring goals, but creating. I had on my social media this week, this could have been one of the goals of the season already, because it's such a great team goal. The finesse, the awareness, the understanding to make that extra pass, and they're making runs from deep as well, which is really exciting.
You know, at one point, Bengaluru, we've mentioned this earlier, were the big spenders in the I-League. Now, they're up against big spenders. Mohun Bagan, Mumbai City, top players, top quality, they're willing to put the money in. Suddenly, it seems, do they have to suffer to bring out their best?
They've been winning trophies since they stepped onto the pitch, and I think the drought has definitely been a suffering period for them. But just like the last season, we saw how Bengaluru FC came back and kind of shut all of us. So I think that was a testament, and don't write them off till the final whistle.
Well, you cannot write them off, especially when Jason Cummings is on the pitch. What a start to his career in Kolkata, settling very well with Petratos as well. Let's listen to the Joker.
Jason, Nottingham Forest, Shrewsbury, Central Coast Mariners, the Socceroos, and now Mohun Bagan Supergiant. You scored on your debut for all of these teams. Just how important is that for the confidence to get off the mark so early?
Yeah, I think it's massive, you know, for a striker. You know, you get judged on goals. So, you know, to score in your first game and, you know, to get the monkey off your back, you know, it's less stressful. You know, I can just enjoy my football, enjoy myself, you know, but I'm never really worried about that. You know, I know the goals will come. Always get myself in good situations to score goals, and, you know, I'm looking to score a few more goals this season, so.
It's not just goals that you are responsible for. That pass to Liston for Dimmy's goal was top notch. You obviously have that vision, but you have to have teammates making the runs off the ball. How's that understanding getting on the pitch with all your teammates?
Yeah, it was one of my better passes. But yeah, as I say, as you said, it helps when, you know, you've got players making their runs. You know, we've got a really good team. You know, we're blessed with a good team, good players. You know, even the players that are on the bench or not even in the squad, we've got really good players. So, you know, when you're out there on the pitch, you know, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, you've got a lot of competition for places at the club. Is that a healthy environment to be around at the moment?
I think it's healthy. You know, it's a good problem that the manager's got. You know, our bench is really strong. If he wants to make a change at any point in the game, or even if he just wants to rest players, you know, we're lucky that we've got a full squad, a full strong squad. So yeah, as I said, you know, I'm lucky to get a start today, so I need to be at the best of my game so I can, you know, keep my jersey. Because I know there's a lot of players, you know, that are on the bench that deserve to play as well. So it's just one of the things. You know, we've got a really good squad.
Thanks, Jason. Go well tonight.
Cheers, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Quite the character, Jason Cummings, and his partnership with Hugo Boomus, smiling on the pitch, the troublemaker. But just in terms of Cummings and how he's just taken to life in India, he's got the signature celebration, tattooed, slick back hair. He's a character. How important are these characters to Indian football fans?
Always is. I think if you remember going back to the ISL start off, we had Fikru, we had Ilano. They were quite characters, and I'm sure Jason Cummings would like to show off his tattoo much more often, so he'll want to score and keep scoring goals for Giants.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? You've got to score goals. You've got to back it up with your performances. And so far, Jason Cummings has been, you know, worth the money. But to continue that in that side, there's a lot of, you know, egos there, a bit of arrogance because they are top quality individuals. Can they work as a team? I'm excited to see Hugo Boomus and Jason Cummings on the same pitch tonight.
Who do you have on the same pitch in your fantasy team from these two sides?
I'm not telling you, Puller.
We can all see the team anyway.
Otherwise, I'm going to give away my secrets. I've definitely got Subhashis Bose in my team, I think. Vishal Kaith is there. And who else have I got?
Anyone from BSC?
Liston Colasso.
Ooh, it's a triple up with the Mohun Bagan players. That is quite something. I got Anwar Ali, so I'm hoping for, I'm not going to say a clean sheet, but at least an assist because he was going forward. But the one man who will really want a clean sheet this time is Gurpreet Singh Sandhu.
Gurpreet, has it been a week of reflection for you? What's going through your mind?
Just to make sure that we come back again over here and play well, because it's another game of football. Obviously, the first game didn't go up to plan, especially by me as well, committing a mistake. But again, it happens and we move on, especially for me as well. And over here, we just need to come short of making life difficult for Mohun Bagan at home and try to get away with something out of this.
Sunil was away this week on national team duty. I'm sure yourself and a few other boys had to step up on that leadership role. What sort of things did you go and do to try and wash that loss away from Kerala?
Drive my car as fast as I can, as far as I can. And on the pitch, just make sure that I go in with good energy and make sure I lead by example. So did the other boys. That's the best thing that I've learned from Sunil Chhetri as well. That even if you do a mistake, you just rub yourself up and come to the training session and give your best.
Dimi Petrados gets a penalty tonight. He went to your right 3 times in the grand final. What are you thinking about if this occurs again tonight?
I hope he goes to his right again.
Good luck tonight, Pudgy.
Thank you, Biggie.
An open challenge from Gurpreet to Petrados.
Well, that is GSS all about, right? He's not going to shy away. Maybe he drives his car faster, but he's back again on the pitch tonight and definitely would want to keep the clean sheet, just like Fulham you mentioned, right?
It's a massive game for Mohun Bagan Supergiant because Odisha and Mumbai City meet tomorrow night. So if they go to 6 points and hope that ends in a draw, that second game, they could be outright leaders and running away with it already.
Well, no Sunil Chetri. He's been missed in this opening week of the ISL. But there are other things to do. National team duty beckons, and that leadership void has had to be filled by Gurpreet, who's also wearing the captain's armband. Let's take a look at what Bengaluru did in the 2018-19 season.
Good evening and welcome to the final of the Hero Indian Super League. Bengaluru and FC Goa are the two best performed teams in Season 5. Will do battle at the Mumbai Football Arena. Tonight, a new side will be crowned ISL champion. It's time to let's football for the very last time in Season 5 of the Hero Indian Super League. Dimas Delgado. It's headed towards goal! Oh, this is it!
Raul Becker.
Raul Becker has scored in the 117th minute of the final of the Hero Indian Super League.
Naveen Kumar can only just get a fingertip to it. He's up, he's dropping it, he's got it onto the inside of the post.
Chetri, his team, his teammates, the coaching staff, the club officials and the fans united as one to rejoice in this golden moment in the history of Bengaluru FC. 2 campaigns in the Hero Indian Super League, champions at the second attempt. An incredible start to the journey that is Bengaluru FC.
Well, what do the fans want? They want revenge. Pajindal wants revenge. What do I want tonight? I want Eric and Pula to kill it on the comms. Well, it is the big one. Mohun Bagan versus Bengaluru FC. Where can you watch it, Pula?
All those channels, live, exclusive, and all the time. Eric, you had a point about that turning pivotal moment, 18-19. You were part of the squad, missed out on that game, but how did things change immediately after?
Well, I think things changed immediately after Mohun Bagan, or ATK Mohun Bagan, as they became called after that. They just went into the transfer market and spent more money. Bengaluru stopped spending money, couldn't keep up with the wage demands of a player like Miku, and for a couple of seasons really didn't have a number 9 option. So this team we're looking at right here are not afraid of spending and continuing to spend even if they have success year on year on year. This team here, now they've got to grips with the league again, but you know, they've got new foreigners, new signings. They have to get to grips with this second game. They cannot let it get away from them.
Mohun Bagan Supergiant currently on a 7-game unbeaten streak in the ISL, 4 wins and 3 draws. Well, Kerala Blasters against Bengaluru was a great opener, but there's just a sense that this is the kickstart to the new season.
Absolutely, Pula, and like I said, looking forward to you, both of you, doing the comms, and I hope, Pula, you have energy left for the game.
He won't, because he'll be shouting his lungs out, as will I. We're absolutely buzzing for this one. We cannot wait.
And so, Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru get ready to clash once again. One of the most interesting, intriguing rivalries in Indian football coming up very soon.
পুলিশ আধিকারিকের সঙ্গে যুক্ত।